Beautiful morning to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 570 edition of Invest Data Read Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, the good news that the market across the globe are mixed, but good thing we're still expecting that the earnings are started coming, the numbers from banks are started coming in those matured markets, and these are what clients expect what to shape the market. And also, don't forget that economic news. We saw recent data that came from US, we saw that yes, the consumer price index was as expected, and that signal yes a possibility of also rate cut in that domain, and also as the what go the Senate over there have said that that independent of a Fed remains. That also is trying to reshape both. The geopolitical tension across the globe is also influencing every market across the globe. But the market will do what you want to do at the time, factoring this geopolitical tension into what into their happenings or what is happening in the market, especially as the players in this market are putting all this geopolitical tension into their decision. You can see how the commodity market is moving, how the equity market is moving, the bond market and all, just because of what statement from what the Fed chairman and also the data they are seeing. All this also is happening both in Asia, both in Europe. But we'll start our market today. Look at what is happening what in Asia market as usual. If you look at what is happening, I'll tell you that at midweek we are seeing that Asia market is in green, despite that the major driver in that market, which is China, was seeing a kind of a reversal, a shock in the gain as sort of what a little change in what in the financing policy in that environment. That about once to speak, the Asian market is being pushed or kind of supported or kind of influenced by what by activities in what in Japan market. As Japan hit another all-time or fresh all-time high on going on optimism over more physical stimulus coming from what from Tokyo. This is what is influencing the Asian market. If you look at other market like I would speak now that the Indian market is a bit down, and that of Australia is also flat as we speak. But major thing that we are seeing that in Japan, because of the speculation of election and all that also supported that market to move up, and that also influenced the Asia market to see that the general Asia market are what in green. But good news that I believe that as Asia market, Japan market is up more than 1.6. When I mean Japan market, the Nikkei 225 is up by 1.6 as we speak, hitting a record high for 54,522.0 point. This is what also if you look at that of South Korea. South Korea also have rallied over because we have seen also that it was fueled by the tech companies before now, but as we speak, it has slowed down because we have seen that those tech companies are slowing down as we speak. But I'll tell you that in other market, even the negative pullback we're seeing in also in a Wall Street has also affected that Asia market, especially South Korea, because of tech company. But generally, on the strength of the number we're expecting, both economic events, we expect that this matured market will start looking up, especially if the number meets expectation. And also, I'm telling you that for free, that most of the market earnings are better than almost like 2 decades we're seeing. And that is also, and also we're seeing that crude oil price have not been managed well, even when it spiked up yesterday. There's a lot of uncertainties coming from Iran. We see that today night also cooled down. That means this relatively stable oil price has also supported a lot of companies, not only in US, in other country of the world. That also going to see more numbers coming, especially as well as what on full year for those companies that has the fiscal year end of December, January to December. We need to see their audited account in this month. Don't forget that there are some companies that also pay quarterly. As the quarter have ended for December, are going to see more. These corporate earnings and economic events will change activities, in this matured economy. But we'll now dive forward to see what is happening in Europe. As we speak now, like I said, Europe market is also in green. It's at the edge up as well as also when the talks on Greenland is also ongoing. We also see that BP also have flagged for a kind of some red flag as we speak right now. These are the what that are also shaping that market in Europe. Or Europe market as we speak is in green, with investors focusing on on the schedule talk to to determine the future of the Greenland. These are the things that I believe that's also part. But if you look at that environment, I think that in France or in Germany, also place of Germany, Germany market is up by 0.1, and that of France, not France, I mean CAC 40 is up by 0.4, and that of FTS E100, other is a UK market, is also up by 0.2 as we speak. But I'll tell you that the Greenland meeting also is a spot. With all the geopolitical tension concern here and there, if it continue how there, this sentiment is determining where investors are focusing right now as we speak. But we believe that the meeting with the U.S. Secretary of U.S. Secretary of State and also the Greenland officials will determine what next. But given that Trump and also and others have repeated advance towards what acquiring the meaning. These are the things that we'll be able to see how it's going to also play out at the end of the day. But let's see how all this play out. But I believe that the market is factoring all these things in those market economy, and also we'll look at also looking at prices on producers inflation data that is due today, to see how market also digest that, and that's what coming from also Europe markets, also looking at also some data that also give more insight where the focus will move. But I believe that all this data is to guide investors and also at the same time give them a direction. Seeing that yes, that the US consumer price index yesterday came as relatively subdued, keeping interest rate cut in what 2026 on the table. But let's see how it goes at the end of the day. Don't forget that they won't look away from retail sales data. All these are what will guide decision will go into the future. But I believe that European economy or corporate sector was seen also some move for bigger energy companies, trying to move forward. But the numbers are telling us that we're seeing a weak flag, like I said earlier. That flag should also tell you for big companies like British Petrol, BP, and all these are the things that would also put in place that all these numbers as the work also influencing decision. More numbers are expected, and I believe when it comes to that investor, as I said, crude oil has exceeded this morning after say a jump on yesterday, but this morning is a slight low again, trading around 64.96 after that was almost 67 that yesterday. You can see the power of that. These are the things that we have in mind. Finally, look at what is happening in the US. US market, as we speak, have been linked to be what a flat market now. I tell you, as a lot of what all the indicators are below or flattish, let me put it now, in nature ahead of what more corporate earnings that will hit in the market. Really, the big banks in US and also China also posted a record of trade surplus in 25. These are the things that then even underlining a push by the country when I mean country China to kind of divert export away from US last year. But still we'll see how the gold also climb another fresh peak again on the hope of this rate cut and all those stuff. US interest rate cut and also the geopolitical tension that is rising. But I believe that oil price will continue to oscillate front and back, and that has also impacting manufacturing or corporate bodies, in this producing economy. Yet, as we speak now, I'll tell you that if you look at all the three major indexes in US, they are in red as we speak. I'll tell you that Dow Jones is down by 0.3%, and S&P is also down by 0.2%, and while that of NASDAQ is also down by 0.2 at this point. All the moving averages drop on Tuesday. That has extended also this hour, even when we're seeing positive economic data coming in that environment. But I think that the economy is moving in the right direction in US, and now as the Fed chairman also know that saying that yes, let's see how it goes, but the economy is recovering with all the data we're seeing. That's a good news for US market. But as for all eyes are on the big banks to post results, and I want to see if the numbers also reflect the economy. That is what is why all these numbers are very, very important to see what the big banks will be doing. They are banks that come from like JP Morgan, was seen to see what is called Goldman Sachs and all of that. So we'll be using their full year to see what we'll also see at the end of the day. But with this more results from the banks and others, it will give a clear direction. Bank of America, talk about Citibank Group and Wellflow, all of them will also be releasing their numbers in US. Like all eyes are still on number in Nigeria here, starting from next week and from 20th to see, even as all eyes are still on what macroeconomic data in Nigeria. Yes, we'll come back to Africa. If you look at what's happening in Africa right now, as we speak now, market in Africa is also looking green. Good news for African market. We are seeing that our market is sustaining a momentum that has started since 2025, even when December rally or Santa Claus rally have supported, you can see that trend also continue. For me, it's a good news for African market. Also, NGS today that we are seeing this bull run in the market, and it shows that there are factors that is pushing the bull. But I'll tell you technically as we speak now, what we are seeing in the market is technical rally. But once we start seeing the number, as other markets at the world are expected to see earnings, also once we start seeing unaudited account of these companies, it will change the face of our market. But no, don't forget that there are different strategies when you are trading a bull market, when you are trading a market that is trading or a down market. You must master. That is why we started last week, last class, looking at the face of the market. Today, we're looking at what price action and levels. What is the importance of this? Our price is high. What is the next action you should be doing? What are your strategies that you should adopt right now? As we are saying, is it the time for you to start jumping at the peak some sort of rally? What is the thing that will guide you? It's very, very important that you must pay attention to that. That is why before we go looking at the topic today, we want to look at the market data as we speak. If you look at I've told you about other African markets are looking in green. Only few of them are just slightly down, but majority of the market in Africa are in green. Why NGS has extended almost since the open of trading on the 2nd of January to date, we see that NGS has sustained an uptrend. And it's a pattern that January in Nigerian market has sustained for the past 6 years. Well, yes, we are yet to finish January for us to conclude, but I'll tell you the pattern we're saying is not new in this market. But how do we take advantage of it as a trader or investor is what matters at this point. And that's why you must pay attention. Look at the market data right now to speak now. The market have traded or opened at the range of what 165,837.33 to 166,454.02. This is the range of the market as we speak now. But as we speak now, the market is also starting at the market data is starting at the index. When I mentioned the general market performance is trading 166,555, sorry, 0.44%, represented by 0.42%. That is what then that means in basic point market is gaining 688.23 right now as we speak. And if you look at the market internals, market internals are positive right now because we're having more gainers in the market, the more buyer in the market, and select implication. That means front is entering the market. That is why we're not surprised that seeing the market money flow reading 100, and that is the maximum can go and start there was start trending. But as we speak now, we're having 47 gainers against just 6 losers for this hour at this midday. It says that the market is still very, very much hot, and we're seeing that both the small, the low cap, the medium class, and also the high cap stock are on the gainer chart this hour. For me, it's a good news. Positioning for them, what we will be doing is what our topic today will also be guiding us also to know, because we'll be looking at the power of we're looking at the power of price levels and the action amidst uptrend and economic events. How will you take advantage of it? We are seeing a price rally, and I said it's a technical rally, but it's an uptrend. How far will it go? What will you do at this point? Are you buying at a time that when we start seeing results in we start seeing even your unaudited account towards the end of the month, market to reverse, or when we start seeing corporate action in February, market to reverse? You need to factor all this in, and that's why you must pay attention to what is driving the market now. Where is the level of fund entering the market? Which sector that investors are leaving to the other? What is it? You have to combine both volume and all to make a decision at this point. But because we're saying that, we're looking at the power of price level is very, very important, that we must pay attention to this price level at this moment. It's very, very important. When you see that price are trending up and they're about to be different price level, and you must understand the power of this price level. We're able to know exactly what to do at this time. And this price level that prices are trending up, so there's a rising demand for this stock at this point. That's why they are running up, and you need to know how far will they go. And that is why at this point you must consider your resistance and your support level. And with the help of your price action, price action is very, very important, that any trader in the market, you have to pay attention on trading with price action, because it gives you insight to know where the bull run is going, especially at this time that we're expecting of economic data, especially inflation figure for for the month of December, after we have seen the purchasing manager on the first of what on for the month of December. Now all eyes are on this inflation figure, and also not only that, we're also expecting that yes, corporate earnings that will come in, that unaudited account will also come before after the inflation figure. How are you going to trade this market? How are you going to benefit from this movement? That's why you must pay attention to what to your price action, and that means that in a strong bull market as we are seeing now, price action is highly effective for what to identify continuation pattern and also optimize entry point for what for you to ride on the prevailing uptrend. Why this uptrend? Because we are seeing strong momentum. How do you enter? Those that have entered it, is it the time for you to take profit? It's also because that's why this year, like I said, you must have what plan, you must have strategy. You not just follow bandwagon so that you will not jump into a stock at the peak and when it starts to fall. Also, when you have entered a stock, you want to take profit. Many people see paper profit and they refuse to take it. At the end of the day, they'll be complaining and they'll be lamenting that yes, this stock have made almost 100%, but now it's around 25%, and they'll be feeling bad. No, it's because you don't have trade plan, you don't have strategy. That is why. And when you are saying that you want to look at the price level, you must pay attention to see for you to confirm any trend. This trend confirmation is very important as a bull market now as characterized by the chart pattern we are seeing or the price action we are seeing consistent higher high and also higher lows. But price action also as a trader, there's a tool that lets you know that you must have a trend line to confirm where the trajectory of what of this market is going. And from here, if you are been following us for a long time, even when we take our trend line from this point, let's say take from here, you can also know that here this is an uptrend already. If you can take away, if you can take an uptrend. Why? Because sorry, let me go. Fine, let me use this one first because it's possible. You can see that it's an uptrend, as it goes higher. Because fine, let me not do it this way. Hold on, so that you will get it. Yes, let me use another pattern for you to understand what I mean here now. Okay, from this point the market began after the market pulled back. If you draw a trend line here, automatically it give you yes that the market is trending. That's why you can see it's a trend line. The market is above the trend line as to speak now right away. Yeah, let's put it there. You can see that trend above the trend line. But if you call as to speak now, you call our T line and put those in this class you are used to, it will also give you more insight of saying that yes, it serves as what as a resistance and also a support. But at this point that you are seeing that your T line is serving as what as a support is a what is a plus. They say that the market is strong, and that's why I always tell people that you sell into a strong market and buy into a weak market. Our market is strong now, and those people we have taken earlier now, what are you doing with them is very important. Before I go back to my what I'm supposed, let's quickly call out the tools that we want to use today, so that I will not come back then to them again, so that we continue in that direction. We cover our MACD and also our money flow, who are good to go with this trade for now. Just as I was saying, because we need to confirm if this trend line to confirm this territory and also wait for what the price action to bounce up off it and also rising as a support. This are as far that we are seeing that the price is not breaking down the T line or also the trend line, so that the trend is also very strong. But for you to buy in this uptrend, because that's why I say strategy for trading uptrend and a pullback market or a down market or a market is different. You must identify a pullback because currently the market is what on uptrend. It's not on a straight line, and a price action will help you to identify the head of what or this what or this rally, because you are seeing that the candlestick is already telling you a story where the market is going, and you are seeing how it's trending up. Then for you to buy, you must wait for what for a temporary dip or kind of a pullback for you also to buy. Once you buy into that, you will know that yes, that this market is still up, because especially in the market strategy now, you must either use your 20 days moving average or T line as we are using already now to see the dynamics between this trend, so that you know exactly when the trend was. Also now that was that the market have broken out the last resistance level around the 156,000. Now looking at new high, but almost above 166. That means market is trending high. Yeah, we look at what your strategy breakout for other stocks or in the or other sector or other sectorial indices. That's where your attention should be moving now, because already the index is moving down. The one interest is moving up. I told you earlier that when the market is trending up, it has 50% influence on the general market. Why that of sector have almost also also on the company. When market is going up, some stock, either they are high cap stock or low cap stock or medium cap stock, these are stocks that will support the market to go up, and it will drag support. All will not move at once. But as market is going up, as people see that stock that has fundamentals are yet to move, you must pay attention that how will I to sell some and go back to work to buy those that are yet to move. Because as we speak now, what is it that fund is in the market? Even when the volume that is, as to speak, has not correlated with what with the movement. If you look at the movement we have seen before in this market, we see volume, but right now we're seeing relative volume is low in terms of what the market is. Because if you look at the average today volume, we're seeing that it's below what we are seeing today in the market. But that does not rule out that the market is not going up, or stuff that are not going, are not gaining, or funds in the market. That's why you must look at all these dynamics in the market to see how to use what your price level and the price action. Your price level majorly you pay attention to what your resistance and your support level is very, very key at this point. And that is the major price level that you should not look away from, because it helps you to know to look at where market will bounce back and or where it's going to break out, especially for individual stock. The index is just to guide you, because we don't trade index here. Where they trade index is different, but it's just for you to know what is happening in the market. For individual sectors, you need to pay attention, and individual stock to watch where there's a breakout, and a breakout with volume, you pay attention, because it's a strategy that you need to bring down. Breakout strategy is very, very key at this moment that we are seeing an up market, and also amidst expectation of what corporate earnings and also economic event. You must pay attention to that, because price action help traders also know when to take profit from the breakout. Because most times when you get to a point where prices have gone to like 2 times popular back, when you get to average, like you can take profit. Don't say that you are selling down, take that profit at that time before the breakout. Then if you progress, you now continue with the trend. I think what it happened to me, not only that it happened, it's a strategy I have already. When I saw PZ around a good price, I know 50, 55, I took profit, but it's still because I didn't sell down. I see that stock also going up. No, because I see that stock also going up. So I see still 65, but I took profit because I know the price I enter. I enter around 30, 28. No, you can see, these are how to trade this kind of market. You must have a strategy. No, it's not that you follow the market, that's market to bring you down. No, not that I've broken out above the price I told. It's going to go up, you are still there, but also it's likely it's going to pull back. That's why when you pull back, I see that the fundamental or the momentum also are also reverse up again. You buy into that pullback, because I tell you there is always opportunity in the market. But don't forget that in all this price level, you must understand how to manage risk, and that is where your profits come, and also your stop loss come when you are entering a stock. You must know how to manage your risk, observe the price structure in the market, and also as a trader, pay attention to what your stop loss. It is clear. No, you must be clear of stop loss, because it will help you to manage your risk, and also to protect your tradable capital, and also take advantage of what rally to also to sell to the strong market and make profit or to grow your portfolio, because you are in the market to grow your capital. And that's why I say market is where also we grow what our hard-earned income. Now that we're looking at the economic event that we're expecting, yes, we expect to see inflation, which I've mentioned already. We have seen in mature economy inflation that came softer and that. But here, because of the activities of what December, we saw new prices, even when some few stocks, a few items in the market pull back. But I tell you that the major one everybody can really identify that the rice during December was not much. Yes, the transportation was still high. But yes, all these things, is it going to affect turnover? But even when the government or CBN have made a focus of 12 for this year, will it be in that range? Will it surpass 15? But we want to see the first for the year that was coming from December before now start saying, into the new year 2026. But we must also put attention on that. We're expecting to see corporate action on a trade account in this January. Also, that will usher in into the month of February, where we are seeing those companies that do not release their audited account in January, releasing their audited account in February, before the end of February, at 60 days, because they know the others that released will be waiting towards the end of March. We must pay this, pay attention to this. But it's a way of also when we are trading up market amidst this corporate action or economic event, you must pay attention to see what the candlestick is telling you. Are you expressing engulfing bullish or engulfing bear pattern, or engulfing bullish pattern? These are the things that also when you're able to have this, it helps you to confirm the price action that you should consider for decision, or they want also to know that it's a weight. These are the things that you should also put in place as a trader or investor. Yes, watching your candlestick for different time frame is very, very important to allow you to filter the noise in the market. But don't forget that this key level I mentioned earlier is very, very important. You must look at your support and your Resistance line is a major price level that will guide you forward for the news that are coming to the market, how it's going to move. And when it's a breakout of what a long resistance level is a sign of what new income or new money flow entering that market or entering that particular stock, so that you must pay attention to it. But like I said earlier, in all this, don't be carried away with up market. Always pay attention to where you can take, because you are in the market to make profit, not also to just look at things. You are there to make what? But that means you must pay attention to your price action, because bull market come with price action analysis. You must confirm when also your exit word uptrend. Don't say because it's you have seen a market that is making up trend. No, know your exit strategy. That is why it's good as you are trading. Always keep all this at the back of your mind. Bull run is good. Navigating economic data is also very, very important. But in all this, risk management is ultimate. Pay attention to it. And I'll tell you also that price action is very, very powerful when it comes to what simplify market analysis, and also by focusing on the importance of this price. Price itself can tell you a story, and also you must be disciplined to use price as a trading decision as a trader or investor in any market you are trading. Yes, because of our time, we'll quickly look at the top gainers that we're seeing in the market right now. Let's see, and also let's take advantage of looking at the momentum we're seeing in those stocks. Will they continue? We also know. Let's pay attention to those stocks that we're seeing that are the top gainers and losers right now to help us to know. Yes, we're seeing profit taking in some of the stocks, which is also part of this market. We'll say the life of fertilizer, leading the top five gainers. We're seeing Multiverse, we're seeing Transat, and Nico, MC Nico, and also the Capital as the top one. Why the one that are during the loser chart are me and Baker, NASCOM, Sun Assurance, and also UBA and Lasaco. These are the ones that also are losing marginally in the market. For me, there's no cause for alarm. The market is still very, very strong. But let's pay attention to, like I said, market are rallying. Those that are yet to move, that has been fundamental, is where you should focus your attention now, because ahead is the number that will support the real rally. Because I told you earlier that was experiencing what a technical rally, and that tells you that it is time for you to trade with your plan and know exactly when to cash out reward your profit from this market. Even now, I've extended the time of the presentation, but still, let's look at this few stock I've just mentioned. Let's look at the life of the opportunity that the pullback Vaccine and Baker is presenting. Where will you jump in now? After seeing others in that industry, where they are today now, it's me and Baker. Also, you need to pay attention to see what me and Baker is doing. Can you take advantage of that right now? Let's just say I'm charting the users now. You can see the pullback here now. Yes, people can look at where the T line is for me and Baker. Look at the pullback. What opportunity? You can see that the volume here, even the volume that is pulling out is marginal volume compared to the volume that picked the market up. It also sent the volume. Here also you can see that MACD is very, very positive. The histogram is showing here. Money flow showed down little, as profit taken. Are using a strong support level at 30 or 28. Look at this place, it's 28 strong support that we are waiting to touch, because it tested it, start going back again. We must know. And this is for a day chart. If you look at what is 1 hour chart saying for the stock, fine. You can see that it's going below the T line on 1 hour chart. Good volume as to speak now here. You can see that MACD confirm the weakness after it has almost tested around the 34, started coming down. That the stock is weak. We know that this company have kind of side trend all this way. You can see it here before this take here, and you can see that I've been showing up and down within the T line before this breakout, and you are seeing I now remain above the T line before breaking down. And it's an opportunity that I said you buy into what a weak market and set to. So now it's already you are seeing weakness in this this stock. No weakness in price performance. Fundamental remains good. Positive sentiment for the sector where it operates. It gives you an insight to what you should do with the stock as to speak now. Yeah. Our time is fast spent. I might be really this one able to look on the chart, but let me quickly look at if I can take NACO as to speak now. If the time permits us to look at what is happening in NACO. You can see that NACO has been above the T line, up and down, up and down. Here it came down up. You can see right now it pulled back to almost 12. It's also back again around the 1260. You can see this is a it does not make any new breakout after it had touched high of almost 20 120 around a thought this 1 hour chart to minus one. Let me go back to the day chart to give a clear after touching a high of almost 27 or 130. You can see that you can see it's still trading above the T line on a day chart. See it has started to corner. This formation is also a good one. You can see that try to resist the decline. That means you can take advantage of the price. Also look at MACD. MACD is still positive, even when also money flow is looking down, but still high above 50 to hit what 72. I think these are stocks that you should be paying attention to see and opening your eyes to see what you can watch and you can see what you can do with these positions we'll just review now. On this note, I'll say thank you. See you on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.